Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today, man, we are looking at
Extinction level event, Master Kids, oh yeah.
and it's by Glenn Fricker at Spectre Digital. It's awesome, can't wait. But it's also our good friend Ivan Idea's birthday. Happy birthday, Ivan. We're going to open with one of your tracks. This is, of course, Human Code.
Boom, 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 boom.
Welcome to the show, everybody. My name's Jade. This is How to App on iOS. That was Ivan Idea, and that was called The Human Code, in brackets, Eye of Horus. And it is, believe it or not, Ivan Idea's birthday, who's here in the chat with us today. Ivan is a dear friend of mine. He's super gay, and and there's a long story behind that. And, I chat to him almost every day in my circle of friends of Russ and Brad and Leela, who's joined our club now, our exclusive club. And, of course, Ivan Idea, Dave, who we chat and hang out with and share music and all this stuff. And he's an invaluable friend of mine. So, of course, I'm going to have to do it before we say hello to everybody. Let's do it. Oh no, have to do it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy super gay birthday to you. Happy super gay birthday, dear Ivan Idea.
Happy super gay birthday to you.
Happy birthday, my friend. Welcome to the stream, everybody, especially our Wart Warriors. For $1 a month, you can become a Wart Warrior. And if you look in the Wart Warrior emojis today, they're all Ivan Idea. They're all Ivan. He's taken over the emojis. It's all Ivan Idea emojis. So if you are a Wart Warrior member, throw some Ivan Idea emojis into the chat. Put up his ugly face in the chat. There you go. Let's say hello to everybody, and then we'll get into today's exciting stuff, because we got a really cool app to look at today. Hey, Thomas Christ, one of our great moderators, as well as Brad Example. There he is. Hey, Conspiracy Music, Leela, what's happening? Who else? Russ 8889 is here. Gregory O'Sullivan, good morning to you. It's damn early. I have an idea, of course. Joe Glenn's here. Many happy returns, says Joe. Valerie Bart is here. Guitar Shocker. Hi, Frankie. Who else did I see? I see Dean Thomas. Hope you got your code, Dean, via Patreon. Zach Thong. Hey, Zach. Hope you're doing good. Scott Borthwick. Hello to you, my friend. Good to see you. Is there anyone I've missed? Mark Bro is here. Won't stay long. Have to prepare for supper. Yes. It's breakfast here. I'm drinking coffee. You're having supper. Sean Chandler's here as well. And I hope I haven't missed anyone. I think I've got most of you, I think. If I've missed you, seriously, just Omni Collective is here as well. So Omni. Yeah, Dean. So Dean and I were talking a little bit about these drums. What was it, last week or the week before? Dean's comment there. Looking forward to hearing these drums. And we were talking about these drums and if there was something that I was going to get, because he's a drummer. I'm a drummer, kind of, sort of. And yeah, I now have these drums and we're going to see the difference of what they've done to my project for SONGTEMBER. What is SONGTEMBER? SONGTEMBER is a thing that is hosted by Pete Johns, began by Pete Johns, yeah, and in the month of September every year, we encourage you, the people out there, to write, create, record, and release a song within a month and release it. And we are at day 20 of September. I hope you're all doing well with your SONGTEMBER songs. I'm wrapping one of mine up tomorrow, and today we're looking at the other one, the big one. Awesome stuff. So let me tell you a little bit about this. So we'll jump over here, check if there's any price drops on apps today. I think there's one in particular, GeoShred Controls free. So there you go. This is a standalone control. Progressions, Digisticks, new racks on sale. LumaFusion's on sale. So remember, get it. If you don't have it, well, it's $10 off. Good times. Let's get out of this, though, and talk about what we're really here for. So, as I mentioned before, I was talking to Dean in the chat here. He's a drummer. We were talking about this brand new drum pack by Glenn Fricker from Spectre Sound on YouTube. You'll know him as the yelly, shouty man who's dead set against drum samples, yeah? Dead set against drum samples, but hell froze over, folks, and Glenn Fricker finally pulled the trigger on something that was 2 years in development to make these drums. And this is a an AU and VST, so it's only for Mac and PC. Yes, indeed. So, but he finally broke out and made this exactly, Thomas. If, people at Spectre Digital see this or Spectre Sound, fuck you, Glenn. These drums are insane. They are absolutely sick, man. So, yeah, he released this, I think it's a couple of months ago. Anyway, I reached out, so just so you know, full transparency, I reached out to Spectre Digital and asked if they would send me a copy to review, told them the story of how I make music on iOS, and I'm wanting to do something different and export my GarageBand iOS project over to my Mac and try and beef these drums up and make them super duper. And they were very kind to send me out a copy. So, of course, I'm not being paid to, talk about these or give them a glowing review. My opinions are my own, but they did send me a copy of this, and I'm very thankful for that. As you can see here, it normally retails for $99. It is on sale. You've got 57 minutes. It's $84 US. What makes it different than other drums, other AUs and VSTs? There's a lot that makes this different. This is, if you're seeking something for metal, this is your go-to. This is where you want to go, yeah? Yeah, that's right. There's only an hour. Perfect timing for this show, Thomas? So these drums were made for metal. But in saying that, they can be used from anything, in my opinion, from ska up to the blackest black metal, yeah? Totally. The way when you purchase these, it comes with Contact Player. So it's a free Contact Player. So you don't need to pay for Contact. You get the player. It's all cool. And it runs in the free Contact Player. So don't worry, you don't need the full version or anything like this. What makes these interesting, though, is these little points here. Full bleed control. All right, so one of the things that Glenn Fricker has complained about for so long with drums is that when you're working with samples, they're just fucking samples, man. There's no mic on them. You can't mic up the sample. So when you're getting a crash or a cymbal getting hit, yeah, it sounds like you're just hitting a sample of a cymbal. The realism of a kit is utterly gone, right? So all the pieces of kit aren't mic'd up. You're just getting a crash, a hi-hat. It's not mic'd up like a real kit. So this thing here, full bleed control. So what this is your microphones are all around the kit, and you can control how much bleed from other parts of the kit bleed into the other microphones. Very, very cool stuff. Of course, there's mixed ready presets by Glenn. So you're getting a sick engineer. Glenn knows his shit when it comes to drums, mixing metal. So you're already getting that. Absolutely worth it. Stereo or multiple output routing for flexibility, of course. Compatible with electronic drum kits, which I won't be doing today because mine's over in the corner. And it also comes with some TCI files that you can use in, I forget what the program's called. Guitar Shocker wrote, does it plug into GarageBand? Yes, it does plug into GarageBand, Logic, whatever you want it to. So it's for Mac and PC. So whatever DAW you are using, this will plug into. Today, I will be using it in GarageBand, of course on Mac, but I'll be showing you quickly the journey from iOS GarageBand over into the Mac. So you want to have a quick sample of so I've got this 1 minute video here. I played it on my Patreon, didn't get a copyright claim, so we can do this. This is just a quick 1 minute video showing you the drummer who performed all these and the kit that it was performed on. So we'll do this now. Let's just hit play. Yeah. So there you go. There's how it was kind of put together. There's the drummer performing on it and part of the kit. So not all drums are created equal, and this is certainly not that. So what's really amazing about this too is the amount of room mics you get. This is made to absolutely 100% simulate a drum kit in a fucking room. We're going to get to it. You should see the amount of overheads. So yeah, it's astounding. Totally in control, unparalleled realism. So you get your TCI files, which you can use for Trigger 2. That's the plugin you can use for that. So TCI files you get as a bonus. So if you use Trigger 2 is like you can resample wave files of your drums with it. So you get all the samples that are in this. But why would you need it, man? Because you got this. It's sick. All right. Firstly, how we're going to do this today is I'm going to open up the GarageBand project, which has MEtheist, which is the track I'm working on. Hunger. We're working on for SONGTEMBER, and it should be on my iCloud drive. There it is. So we'll have a listen to the track in GarageBand before I exported it over to the Mac. And all I did was take this project and just go over to my Mac and open this up. Nothing fancy, yeah? Because you can open your GarageBand iOS projects on your Mac. You can't really do it the other way back. You can, but it's not as good. It doesn't work the way you want it to, right? But you can. So this is fantastic because I love starting songs on iOS, and in the future, moving it over to my Mac to finish things up is a great idea. Why is that? Because in GarageBand iOS, they have this stupid thing called auto normalization when you mix your track, right? Which sucks. I want to have control over my track when I mix it down. I don't want Apple to put training wheels on my music. I've been mixing and making music for 35 plus years. I don't need them doing it. So being able to move this over to my Mac and do a mix down without limiting auto normalization, wicked. So this is the project on iOS, totally before I moved it over to the Mac. Let's have a listen. Here's the drums. They're very basic here too. I kept them nice and basic. So there it is. That is the project in GarageBand. As I said, all you need to do, we'll cover how you do this. So if you're using iCloud, which most people are for your GarageBand projects, guess what? When you go over to your Mac and go to your iCloud, your GarageBand folder with your saved projects are there, and you can just open them in Logic or in GarageBand on the Mac. Now, I was going to use Logic, but I thought, let's just stick to GarageBand, keep it nice and simple for people. So let's jump over to my Mac. So here is my Mac, and here is the project. And as I said, I just opened this up and threw it in. Shall we have a listen to it now with these drums? Let's dig in, shall we? Hope it's not too loud. Let's just do it. Did you hear those toms?
boom.
Whoa, man. Man, hardcore, huh? Can I bring myself in here? I don't think. I'm going to be looking over to the side, so I don't really. I guess I can do that. Because my Mac is over here, just so you know, so you get a bit of room perspective. Here's my normal desk. Here's my iPad. And over here is my Mac. So this is my control center. I have a keyboard down here. And a keyboard over here for these drums. So this is how I kind of work. So I split between the iPad over to the Mac with a mouse on each desk. This is how my studio works. I actually have a Quattro IO from OK Multimedia as my interface for the Mac, and an Arturia for my PC, as you can see over here. They're my interfaces. There we go. There's enough of gear talk. Let's go back over to my Mac. Boom. I'll jump out of the image. I don't think you need to see me. I see my ugly head. While we go through this, let's kill my camera. Whoop. Alrighty, so let's quickly just have a quick comparison between the drums, shall we? These were the drums from GarageBand. And these are Ellie. There's just no comparison. Listen to those tom rolls, man. This thing is sick. Cool. Crazy shit, man. All right, let's have a look at the interface. Absolutely more punch. It is brutal. So we'll jump into, when you install this, as I said, we'll just pull this down here. When you install this, it installs the, we'll just skirt over here. So when you install this, it installs Native Access, which is the contact installer. So this all comes with it, yeah? And once you install Native Access, you are able to install your, if you've got contact, instruments or anything like that. Oh, why is this setting it up? Don't be setting it up, dude. Maybe we'll just quit that. No, we don't need this. We'll just quit it. So yeah, and then you install the drums through there. And then once they're installed, we'll go back to GarageBand. So basically too, this took up about 9 gig. So it's about 9 gig, but I needed about 20 gig of space. So what I had to do, because I only have a 250 gig hard drive on my Mac, I moved all of my GarageBand and Logic library over to my external hard drive. So that's what I did. Well, in answer to your question there, Thomas got a question. Were you able to store the drum sample library for this on an external drive, or did they have to go on an internal SSD? So I tried to do it on an external, but I couldn't get it to happen. I'm not sure if it's because I installed Contact onto my internal SSD. So I think I had to put it on the internal. But what I went and did, if we have a look over here, this is my external hard drive. I moved my Logic. There's my Logic library, my GarageBand library, and all of my Apple loops onto an external drive. And if you don't know how to do that, I can point you to a video that taught me how to do it. Basically, you have to create like a link in the regular place that these files were that points to these files that are now on a hard drive. So now I cleared 109 gig from my Mac just by moving the Apple Logic instruments and the Apple loops, which was fantastic to get all that space back. See you later, Mr. Smith. All right, let's jump in. Anyone who's here who I may have missed? Jenny, welcome to the chat. Roque, welcome aboard. Anyone else who I may have missed, I do apologize. Let's bring up GarageBand here. So when you create a track with this, let's just go over to our drums here. You essentially just create a brand new track, right? So we create a new track in GarageBand. And of course, it's a software instrument. So we create a software instrument, hit create, and that's going to be, where does it put it? Right there. Yeah. And then we can go in and we can add our drums to this. Sorry, what am I doing? Where am I? What am I doing? I'm all over the place today. There we are. So here's our track. And there we go. So I can just change this. I can remove this stuff out. I can change this to from an E piano and go to our instruments because it's an AU instrument, yeah? And all we need to do is look for native instruments, contact, and we want stereo. And this will open up contact for us. And there it is. Here is, maybe. It's opened up a piano. What's going on? Dude, how do I do that? Anyway, you get the deal. You know how to open a fucking track. Let's kill this. Let's delete this track. So here is our drums. So as you can see, here's our contact. If we open this up, this is what it looks like. So here it is in a track. And you've got a bunch of options straight off the bat, yeah? So you've got a save section here. You can save a new instrument, save your banks. You can do all this stuff. You can save what you've set up. Of course, you can save everything, yeah? Which is standard stuff. We have some settings here, which we'll go into these options a little bit later. Let's close this. You can change the look of contact, of course. So when it normally opens, this is what it looks like. It's pretty big. And this will be where all your contact libraries would be. Say you've got symphonic stuff or whatever contact libraries you've got. And here is our Extinction level event in contact. So you can just select it and you're good to go. What's good, you can close this browser if you don't need it. I don't need the browser. You can see I've added the keyboard down the bottom there, just so I have a representation down here of, and what's really nice, if you notice straight away, the drums are color-coded. There's our kick, right? Then our snares are here. Then we've got our toms. Then we've got all our hats down here. Cymbals, rides, and we got our splashes and our chokes. And we got our stack here as well. So look, let's talk about the cymbals. It's not overpowering. I really like this. A lot of drum programs give you like all the cymbals. I'm not Spider-Man. I don't have a million arms. There's just enough cymbals here. We've got a left and right cymbal. We've got a little splash here. We've got a right splash here. Lots of options for hats. We've got a crash down here. And then we've got a stack. And you can change this stack out if you want. You can change it to a second set of hats. So you can do that too. We'll go back to our stack. Crack, crack, crack. We've got 3 toms. And some cracking snares. And these kicks, man, they are punchy as all frig. All right, so up here also you have a bunch of presets. So Jordan Beale has done a whole bunch of presets. We've got Jackson Ward, and of course we've got Glenn Frick has done a preset as well. And you can flick between these as you like: big and roomy, modern rock, 90s rock, dry, metal, hard rock. What I'm going to do quickly is just save this. Let's do this. Let's save this project so I can fuck around with it. We'll save this as, we'll call it demo show, just so we know this has been done for the show today. Always save, folks. Don't fuck up your projects. Boom. So let's go back in here to our contact. And here's our snare. So you get an option. So you got a Sonor, you got a Pearl, 2 Pearls, and a Ludwig. Let's check out that Ludwig. Boom. But wait till you see. They got a nice higher one there with the pearl. Nice one to cut through in the sonar. Let's stick with the high one here for some fun. And the same with the toms. So you've got sonars. So you can flick through these. You've got plenty of good sounds. And you can see which one you've got selected. It's got a little star next to it. But where this shines really brightly is in the mixing, yeah? In the mixing is where this is gold. What's going on, Marshall? And same with the chinas, the splashes. So you've got one splash here. The hats is where things get really interesting because as you'll notice down here, look at all these hat options. You have every possible combination of hat in there, from completely closed to your stick gacking on the end to the tip to open all the way to its widest potential. So you've got a lot of options with cymbals. And there's other apps that do this as well. But the magic is in the mics system that is built into this. So easy to set up your keyboard. As you can see here, I have everything set up. And super simple. Hey, what's going on, Cold Acre? So if you guys don't know Cold Acre, who's here in the chat, he is he's always been the guitarist for MEtheist, and he's played the solo. You would have heard the solo before. Again, he's in MEtheist again, so he played the solo in this track today. And we'll be doing a full MEtheist album soon, guys. Pretty exciting stuff. Alrighty. Another little thing you've got set up here with this master. I just close that so you can bring this in. And up here you have a master volume and a tune. So you can tune this up, your BPM, volume, and a tuning here as well. So you can tune your drums as well. Super fun. Let's get into the good stuff. Let's get into where this absolutely shines. So we'll go over to our settings. And in here, this is just sick. So easy to map these drums. Really, really easy to map these. So you can see here our snare is set to a D1, and that's it. You just click here and choose a key, man. Just choose a key. Very simple to map these drums. So if you got an electronic drum kit, and most electronic drum kits, have different mappings depending on the kit. Very easy to map this. Just know your mapping on your kit and bang, click through, and you will have this mapped within minutes. And you can change your mapping just on the fly. Let's go through some of the sounds here while we're on this page. So we've got a center snare. We've got a rim shot. We've got a side stick. We've got a tom, high tom, mid tom, low tom, and Tom Christ. Our splash hit. Now, all the chinas have chokes. Lovely. So this is our other splash. The choke. We've got our stack or our hats. So these hats aren't selected at the moment, so you can't hear them, but they are set to a B and a C. So as I showed you before, you can flick between the stack or a secondary set of hats. But this is where it's gold, man. Look at these. We've got a pedal splash for your hats. Scroll up here. Look at all these hats, man. So much variation. It's just been a lot of thought go into this. We've got our pedal click, pedal splash. We've got a tight tip. Just the tip. That's what she said. And we've got a tip closed, tip open, a nice shank. So if you don't know what a shank is, it's where you've kind of come down with not only the tip of your stick, but you're coming down with the end of it. So you're hitting it, you're really bashing the shit out of it, man, to get that variation on your hi-hat. So there's your shank tight, shank closed, got a shank open, and all these open shanks, man. Look at them. All the way up to here. That's an open shank. And then we've got our chinas. There's our nice china, our choked china. Crash. So we've got a standard crash and a tip bow and a choke for those death metal. Dun, 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 dun. Shit, yeah, man. Is our second crash. Tip, choke, and our ride. So we've got a tip edge, tip bow, tight bell, so that's not selected. So there we go. We've got a shank bell, a crash on the ride, and a choke. Dun, 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 dun. Awesome. And you have velocity curves over here that you can select too for your CCs, audition settings. You can export your MIDIs, all these MIDI maps, so you can import MIDI maps. You can save your MIDI maps. It's all a breeze. It's very easy to understand. That's one of the good things about this. I have to fully admit there's not a big learning curve. You know, sometimes you can get these apps and open them up and just be overwhelmed. There really is not a big learning curve. Okay, so that is our settings over here. Now, I'll touch on this before we move forward. This is your perspective, and you can flick this very easily left and right to have the panning and the setup of the drums to be from the drummer's perspective or from the audience's perspective. Really neat touch there. A lot of these apps, that would take you ages to remap and go around the kit and pan everything. But just at a click of a button, you can change the complete perspective of the setup of your kit. So you've got 4 buttons down the bottom here. So we've covered the settings, a drum kit. This way you can swap out things. And here's where shit gets really juicy. Let's bring this up. So these kicks, this is where everything's mic'd up, yeah? And you can see here we've got 4 kick mics. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really, really, really wonderful stuff here. I'm going to hit play on this and solo this track out. So it's already soloed. Let's solo out these kicks so you can hear what's going on with these kicks, these mics. And we'll hit play. So I'm going to take out 3 of these. And here's our first kick. So this is, I've got a 91A mic. These are all different mics too. Let's bring in the next mic. Right, so we've got a front, and you'll notice, and we've also got a kick out here. Let's bring this one in. And then we've got a sub, which we can bring in. So we've got a sub mic. You're really, this is getting into the weeds, man. This is how drums are professionally mixed. You know, Glenn is a star at mixing drums, so you can understand why we are able to get. And you can mix these levels in to get more of a subby kind of sound or more of a click sound. Totally up to you. I mean, if you're recording ska, you're going to want something a little bit more bass heavy. Where if you're doing death metal, or you're going to want a more clickier kind of sound, so you can achieve that. You can pull the subs out. So total control there. Let's. Now we've got 2 snare mics. We've got our mic above the snare, and then we've got our mic under the snare, on the bottom. So when you blend these, we're not fucking around with just loading samples anymore, man. And again, you can change these out, so to whatever snare you want. We've got toms here. So we've got 3 toms. We'll bring all of them in together when we get to a roll. Man, I love metal rolls. So our toms are there, and you can mix. You've got various ways to mix this stuff too, because you've got multi out here. You've got stereo out. Now I'm using GarageBand, so I can't really do multi out with GarageBand, but in Logic or anything else, I could do a multi out and split these out into, extra tracks. So you can mix these all and add your compression and all that outside of this. You can send these to a bus if you want as well and do your individual compression or EQ. You also have here, just stop this, start it again. We've got a front of kit mic. So this is a mic sitting in front of the kit. Wonderful stuff. And you can hear, this is capturing that real room vibe, man. That real room vibe. And this is what makes this is what takes this to another level. Absolutely. Because not only this is all being mic'd up, you've got your samples in there. It's being mic'd up by a pro like Glenn. We've got a reverb control here and a master control. Let's just stop these drums for a second. So there's your room mic. Now let's talk about this, the processing. So you can see this button here says processed. All right. So this process here, when you've got this selected, that means that you are actually using, if we come back to our settings, where are we? We are using one of these presets, right? So these presets that you get, which I said, Jordan, Glenn, and Jackson Ward, when you select one of these, that turns on, scroll down, come on, bitch. That turns on the process button. So you can turn that off and now all the processing is gone. Yes, and you've got, I know, Dave, G compression 78. So, dude, it's pretty sick, man. You have some wonderful compression here. Man, this is just fantastic. It's absolutely worth your time. So here we have our cymbals. This is our cymbals mix. So you have a whole second page. Here's our shells mix and here's our cymbals mix. Let's press play from the start again. And solo, we've got our hats. We've got 2 splashes here. Now, can you hear that? This is the gold of this app. So you have complete control over the bleed of the microphones in here. Yeah? So and we'll get to that page, but with all these overheads, so we've got now a ride. We've got our stack, our china, our overhead cymbals, and you can hear the snare in there cracking away. Now you may think, oh, what wouldn't I want to try and get the bleed out of there and stuff? No. This is what takes samples to another level. This is what has been missing for the longest time. Now there are apps that are currently trying to do this. I think this is the one that's doing it the best. Let's go back to the start of this, and we will solo the last 4 mics here. So we've got a room rear. This is at the back, just to give us that beautiful ambient sound. We've got a room front. We've got a room far, and this is like miles away. This is like right at the front, far away, just picking up all that ambient stuff to add all that texture. And then we have a hall reverb in here. And you can crank that shit up. You're doing some like big death metal stuff, big doomy stuff. Man, you want to crank this shit up. Yeah? So you can hear when we pull that reverb out. Right, so up here you've got your panning. All your panning's up here. You can decide where you want to go stereo, mono. So you've got stereo, mono options here. All your panning and all this is up the top. So you can, if you want to go in yourself and rearrange all this panning, you can go and do that if you want. You can start with a fresh palette. Go to your fucking heart's content. That's what it's all about. So we've covered these 3 sections here. So here's where you can choose your outs as well. Down here. Yeah. So you've got your outs down there. Let's, so there's our cymbals mix, our shells mix, our drum kit, and our settings. Let's go up the top and talk about our bleed control. This is your bleed control. And you can decide to turn all of this off if you like. There's a purge button. You can select that, and now it's all off, or you can turn it all on. And now all the bleed is running through. And you can decide here how much kick you want to bleed into things. This is all here. Let's hit play again. We've got no bleed in there now. Now there's bleed. Subtle, trust me. If you got headphones on, you can hear the difference. There's no bleed. Let's turn it on. Boom.
Boom, 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 boom.
Fuck, man. Sick. All right, so we have our balance here, overhead balances. I'm telling you, man, this is so deep. So the 2 microphones you have here, you've got a Telefunken M60 for your overhead mic, and you have an AKG 414. These are your 2 overheads, which are capturing your left and right cymbals, yeah? And they're also getting all that bleed, yeah? And here you can control how much of the kick and the snare and the toms are being picked up by the overheads, man. I know, Ivan, isn't it? It's just, this is sick. I'm sure Marshall's kind of agreeing. Yeah, make that snare bleed. What's going on, Pete? This is I just love this. Hey, Stu, hope you're doing well. Man, Glenn Fricker is fucking amazing. Just absolutely sick. So yeah, and to have both microphones to be able to do this and mess around with is just beautiful. Such control. And like, a lot of these things, a lot of people get overwhelmed with this stuff. They look at this and go, "Oh, I'm not a drummer. I don't understand how all this works." Like what it's all too complicated. But hopefully you'll agree with me. The setup is really simple. Like, it shouldn't be too overwhelming. Everything's nice and big. He's trying to make this. I think Glenn has definitely worked with his team to try and make this as accessible as possible for people who may not be, know how to do drums. Oh, thank you very much, Joe, and thanks, Marshall. It is wicked. This thing is, I know Ivan's going to get it soon. So their last section here is the room balance. So these are our room rear microphone. Yeah. So we showed you before down here, and you can switch between them. So we're on our room rear, and we can go to our room front, our room far, our hallway, or our front of kit. And you can change the amount of each part going into these microphones. Yeah, this app is just fucking nuts. It really is nuts. So, if you are somebody who's using GarageBand on iOS and programming your drums, and, you're considering doing your mixes, and you've got a Mac as well, and considering moving this over to your Mac to do some mastering, this is something you should look at for making your drums sound absolutely insane. Now, I'll show you how I did it, how I moved my drums across, because I've left everything in here. Let's just go back to our drum kit view. So I just imported, as you saw, I imported the entire mix into here. This is my entire mix from GarageBand iOS. And here were the drums. These were the drums here. If we hit play again. And I was using the Sunset drum kit. So if we click on this, there's all the drums. Now, of course, there's a little bit of work I had to do, of course, but pretty much I just dragged this up into the track, the brand new track. Now, remember, there's a lot more parts to the drum kit in Ellie than what there is in GarageBand. You know, there's far more cymbals, far more hi-hat options. So not all of these notes matched. But it was very easy because, you know, we live in a day and age where you can just drag and move and move to the correct place. So that's all I really had to do. It was just, you know, select all the hats and just make sure they're on the right key. Or if I didn't want to do that, remember guys, if I didn't want to go into the project and move everything around, I can make it super lazy for myself and just go into Ellie. And I'm going to keep calling it Ellie. I know if it probably sounds a bit weak, a bit not very metal to call it Ellie, Extinction level event. That's what I call it. I can go into, just move the GarageBand project. And if I really want to, where are we? Want to go to our, where's my MIDI? We want to go back here to MIDI map. There we go. I can change the MIDI keys, the actual MIDI notes to what GarageBand is, which I think is C1. So I could just do them in order if I wanted to. So, you know, it's very easy to change the MIDI mapping. Just look at that. Click, choose a new MIDI key. You're done. Very, very, very simple. And I love this down here. I really love that this is, each drum has its own color. I just love everything about this app. It's fucking wonderful. So, and what changes did I make before we get out of here today? So you can see these drums are a bit more complex than the original GarageBand ones. So we'll hit play again. So I've added more tom rolls and stuff like that, as you can hear here. Let me go over to some questions here. Dean Thomas says, as good as this is, it's a hard sell for me because I've so much invested in Superior Drummer 3. That said, if you're doing rock and metal, this is a no-brainer. Absolutely. It's definitely going to be, you know, if you are using, you know, something that you've already invested shitloads of money in, because, yeah, Superior Drummer, man, it's a lot of dosh. You got to pay for it outright. Then you got to pay for all the packs. They're like $170 each. It's a lot of cash. But hey, if you're doing metal and yeah, or anything from like rock to from ska to metal to black metal, you need this, man. This will change your life. It'll change your life. And yes, Thomas, I have tried using this with my E-kit. So I had to get a really long MIDI cord to go all the way over to my kit over here, over this side, to run all the way around the back. But yeah, I set it up and it's fine. The only problem is, of course, is that my kit doesn't have enough parts on it for all the cool instruments, all the cool parts on the kit, man. You know, I've only got one cymbal, a ride, 3 toms, a snare, and a hi-hat. So, but really good for just getting down your basic tracks and playing in and all that jazz. So this thing's it's a no-brainer in my opinion. What else do I need to show you on here? So let's just scoot. Oh, we're still on the same screen. I'll get myself out of the picture again. Where are we? Let's move. I've got too many mice on the screen. Yoink. Alrighty, let's cover some of the song. Yeah, because I'm getting really close to finishing this song. It's getting closer, yeah? Let's cover what's in the song at the moment. So we've got these drums, of course. So here's our drums. We've got our bass tracks. We've got that fat bass, man. Cool. What else do we have in here? So I've got 2 guitar tracks panned left and right at the moment. I will be redoing these guitar tracks later today. These are both running Rhino. So you can see down here, they both have Rhino for the guitar sounds. Yes, yes, yes. Let's bring those in. We hit play again. We've got a little lead track in here with Rhino. It's Rhino and just a delay. We've got our synths. Bit of black metal stuff. And then we got Cold Acres solo. So yes, any questions I may have missed here? Omni Creative says, question, since I only have an iPhone and no other products, is it safe to update to iOS 16? Omni, if you're using your iPhone and you're in the middle of a project, I wouldn't. If you're in the middle of creating stuff, don't do it. Hold off. Hold off to like iOS 16.1. Let it sit, man. I normally will update my devices in December. Let it go. There's not much you're getting. And if you're in the middle of recording music and something breaks, you're going to fucking hate life. and there's no way to go back. So in my opinion, don't update. You don't need to have the brand new updates immediately, right? There was a critical update just released last week from Apple, which is iOS 15.7, which will fix a security thing. Update to that. Update to that. Don't update to 16. Just save yourself the headache, all right? So let's go back to the start of this and talk about the controversial part of this track, which is, of course, the keys. Well, they're not controversial at all, but yes, as I was recording this song, I heard something special, and it is this. Yes, it is Doctor Who. Now, because the bass line was so, I kept hearing Doctor Who underneath. And how did I do this? I went and looked for a Doctor Who MIDI file and then dragged that into my GarageBand project and then had a look at how it was played and went, cool. And then deleted that file and played it myself. And, you know, it's not the exact thing. I've added in an extra kind of part in there, as you can hear. It breaks it up. So this is different here. And yes, for the video clip for this song, which I'll start producing in Rocktober, and those of you who know who MEtheist is, this band, the last video clip had me in a whole bunch of different costumes, like the GIMP, the character. There's 4 characters in the band, which I all play in front of my green screen. This video clip's going to have Doctor Who in it. I have, in fact, ordered a complete Doctor Who costume, and I'm going to be outside shooting video for this with my drone. And I'm going to be shooting myself as Doctor Who, running away from the drone, having battles with Darth Vader. It's going to be sick. It's going to be sick. So you want to stick around on the channel. Trust me, during October, I will be filming stuff outside with a drone, be filming stuff in a green screen, putting it all together, storyboarding this whole process and making a brand new video clip and releasing it using DistroKid's brand new service called DistroVid, where you can upload your video clips and they will get attached to your Spotify account, to your Apple account, to all your music accounts for streaming. So I'll be doing that as well because they have just kicked off DistroVid, and I'll be doing a show on that as well. And I'll be releasing the original MEtheist track to kick off DistroVid on this channel. So I'll be doing a show of that, so stick around to watch that also. And I'll tell you one interesting thing too. When I did the MEtheist track in 2020 for SONGTEMBER, I actually sent it in to Glenn Fricker's show, and I sent in the wrong audio. I actually did a mix, and I didn't pay attention, and it was in mono, and I added the mono track because I was doing a master, right? So I made a mono track to listen to it, and I accidentally added the mono track to the video, and I sent it in to Glenn Fricker. It's just ironic we're telling this story because we're talking about his app, and he shit all over my song. He said it was fucking crap. He was yelling, going, "It's in mono, you idiot!" And there was no way I could like re-upload it in stereo. Oh man, it was embarrassing. What a dumb mistake to make. But this year, that's not going to happen because this is all going to be in stereo. It's all going to be with Glenn's drums, and I'm going to send it into his show. And if he's got any complaints about the drums, he can get fucked because I'm using his drums. Awesome stuff. All right. So this is the project so far. I'll be taking this away over the next day or two and fixing up the guitar parts. They definitely need some love and affection. And then I'll be back with a show, an interesting show, where I'm going to be recording some vocals, because the vocals are the only thing that's really missing off this. And then this song will be, I'll be mixing this next week, early next week. What is the date going to be the date I'm looking at to mix this? It will be the 26th, I think. I will be mixing this down. So I then have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days to have this released to be ready for the 1st of October release on DistroKid. Yeah, man. Very exciting stuff. So we should have this all out in time, ready to go. Now, I can tell you, the vocals that are on here at the moment, they're all growling, but there's melodic vocals. There's shitloads of melodic vocals that will be on this song once it's finished. So you're getting a mix of growling and very nice melodic vocals. And it's going to be great. Let's unsolo these now, and we'll go out and play this to finish. If you've got any questions or anything about the drums, let me know before we shut off this show. And I'll tell you what's happening for the next few days on the channel. Let's do that now. Where are we? We're over here. So what's happening? What's coming up? Tomorrow, we are looking at Vari Speed, which is by GSI. This is a really cool tape echo machine recreation. Another one of these beautiful recreations. And then 10 minutes after this show tomorrow, we're diving in to the mixing and mastering of my AI-generated utensils song. And yeah, it's this photo here. That was done using AI artwork. How cool is it? That GIMP, man. That GIMP looks sick. So this is happening tomorrow. We've got a double edition of the show tomorrow, looking at an app and then jumping straight into this, mixing and mastering this track here. It's all ready to go. Just needs to be mixed in GarageBand and mastered, and we're done with that one. Then the following day, guess what? Good Lord, folks. 700 episodes. 700 episodes. I started this channel just over 2 years ago during the inconvenience, the magic C word, when we all got locked down, and I started this just to get out of bed each day because of my poor health. And I started this channel just to, I don't know, focus on something and hopefully provide you inspiration and knowledge and help your music shine. You know, if you've been around the channel long enough, I open every show playing someone's music. I'm all about you. I'm here for you. You know, that's what this whole thing is all about. If you don't know that by now, you're probably watching the wrong channel. If you're new here, that's what this channel is all about, supporting your music, helping you get better, and just building each other up, yeah? It's not necessarily all about iOS too, as you see here today. It is incredible, Stu. Who would have thought? 700 episodes. And then on Thursday your time, we got an interview with Frank. We got Frank on the show. So I haven't got the thumbnail ready yet. Sorry. He only sent me his stuff yesterday. Oh, this morning. Where are we? Just make sure he sent me Frank Terzo. What am I saying? I didn't even say his full name. Frank Terzo is on the show this weekend. His music's unbelievable. He's a fantastic artist. We've had 3 amazing artists on the last 3 weeks. And then to kick off, to end this week on the opening hour, sponsored by DistroKid, Thomas Christ is performing live here on my channel. How cool's that? So Thomas will be doing a selection of his songs, a 45-minute set of Thomas playing on my channel. I'm going to have the Thomas Christ on my channel. I'm very excited about that. And look, guys, there will be a couple more shows added in at a weird time slot, just because it is what it is. For those people who missed the show at this kind of hour, I will be doing a couple of shows around 2 in the afternoon for the UK, and about 5 and 5, 6, 7, 8 a.m. for the US. So definitely a lot of new shows coming up. Yeah, good stuff. Is there anything else I need to cover? No, I don't think so. I think we're all good. There's Colonel Sanders. Anyway, there's your moment of Colonel Sanders. Cool. We've done that.
Boom.
Let's go out with this track with Glenn Fricker's amazing drums. Spectre Digital. If you want to get these drums, guys, remember, you head over to the website. There's a link in the description. Of course. Here they are. So they're $84. Head over to Spectre Digital. Once again, I want to thank Spectre Digital for providing me with the app to show off today. I hope this has been informative for you all. I hope you've enjoyed seeing my process and how good these drums are.
Boom.
Glenn Fricker, you fucking rock, man. I take back everything I said. All right, let's go out with this track. This is the demo with the amazing toms in it of MEtheist Hunger. Let's do this shit. Let's play it. Remember, guys, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better, and we'll all rise together. And I'll see you tomorrow, yeah? Enjoy the track one last time.
Boom.
Boom. I got to hit play, don't I?